All right, hey guys, here we are. I'm back for hole number 3. Going to be our first look at this one. Looks like we got a tailwind. Now, typically in those tailwind cases, I may try to get this up here. A couple different things. I can kind of try to lay it back here. I may do 1 and 1. We'll try to maybe lay it back just a little bit here. I'm thinking maybe with a Titan I'll have enough wind. Here's the one thing I don't know is what the spin's going to need to look like here. Total guess. I don't think I can get a berserker to actually put the guide on there, so I'm just going to try to, I'm thinking somewhere along the lines of this, maybe with some curl. And I should be able to just sneak this to that fairway, probably just. Perfect ball. Hopefully with that side spin that I have. Should be able to bounce this away from the sand. It looks like I can go more topspin than that. So I just wanted to be a little bit on the safe side for the first time. That was about 2-ish topspin. I was trying to judge it by putting it up here. Typically what you can do, especially if you have a POC 5, you could essentially put like a berserker on and kind of set it up there. I know that I don't have enough club that I still wouldn't be able to set up on that. So, that's one of the things that you can do. You can see, laying up here, you may just want to go just a little bit more curl. Let's say I great balled that to the right. Maybe I'm in the sand. So maybe just a little bit more curl than I do would be a good piece of advice. I definitely recommend trying to get it up here as opposed to trying to get it up here. So I wouldn't lay it back here like you see my opponent doing. I would try to force the issue a little bit more. If you have, a little bit better ball, you could back off on your power. Let's say something along the lines of a blue marble, something like that, or a snowman, or, a berserker, obviously. We could back off that power and kind of do that exact same shot. What I like about this is it's really going to create, I do kind of almost get it in between clubs here. I'm going to try to land here with my ring adjustment. Somewhere along the lines of 4 backspin. I do expect this to probably stretch out and still reach the hole. At least max rings here. I almost, typically at max club like this, I'll almost treat this as 1 per, even though it's 1.4. I typically may even go, as much as 7, 8 rings here. At least. Thinking that's just a fraction more than 8. Perfect ball. Just miss. So you can see the albatross chance is going to be, very good. There's a good chance that you can get that to fall. But you can see with that overplay that I did, that was at least 8.5 rings there. So 1 per on something that's typically 1.4, that's a significant overplay. If you want to convert that in terms of the app, you can at all times do that. I think a 9 and a 10 have the same accuracy, so it doesn't matter. But whatever that wind was, 8.2, you can see how, large that adjustment was. It's something to the effect of plus 20%. Similarly, you could use the Golf Clash Notebook wind directional arrows, but you really don't need to do that for tournaments. You just need to kind of set up these references. So you can see that I just kind of put this in and I kind of get a reference and I can say, well, I'll just use this adjustment, this ball type every time. And just try to shoot for that max number. Whatever the max, but it would also, you'd have to keep in mind that you'd have to be to the same consistent spots. If you are in more towards min club, if I drive it farther, and get in more towards that mid arrow, I might want to use, closer to that mid number, use the slider. But you could see that I was right at the max line when I started. So wherever I start, you may want to use that slide. If you can try to guesstimate, if you're at 70%, maybe just set your slider to 70% and say, well, Zach used wherever he started, which was the max number, and kind of break it down that way. So good luck with that hole, and I'll see you guys on the next one.